Professor Berry Billingsley, making science fun.
Yeah, Berry is back with us here at BBC Radio Kent. Education is on the menu today because apparently students are going to be allowed to use ChatGPT.
The thing is, what do we do about essays? Because if you can talk to a chatbot and you can kind of say what you want, you could say, write me an essay about King Henry and his wives, and pew, there it is. So what do we do? Do we try to prevent young people from using these chatbots? Do we seal them away in rooms where we can watch them and try to make sure they're not on their phones while they do their exams? Or do we think to ourselves, well, this technology is going to be there for them in the future. They're just going to have to use it well. And surely it's a good idea if they use this in the exam and we can teach them to use it well. So the thing I find really interesting about this story, and as I say, it's not the first, and I've talked about these chatbots before because they really are sort of making big dents in education, really getting people thinking. I find this one really interesting because this is for the International Baccalaureate. And I don't know if you know very much about this one, but as an educationalist, I'll say something about it. So in contrast with our exams, our GCSEs, and in the very old days, if you're a little older, our O-levels and our A-levels, but our sort of GCs and our GCSEs, those are very sort of compartmentalized, and you turn up and you do a test and you pass an exam, you hope, and you walk away. The International Baccalaureate is much more sort of theory of knowledge, they call it. So they're very proud of the fact that they really get young people to kind of dig deeply into how knowledge works. So we can think about our disciplines. What does it mean to think like a scientist? What does it mean to think like an artist? And I think they're missing a trick here, because when we look at the webpage and the stories that are coming out at the moment, the only question they seem to be asking is, will students cheat when they do exams? What I want to know is, how are these chatbots, how are they actually going to change knowledge? So how are they going to change the work that scientists do? How are they going to change the work that business people do? Whatever profession you're in right now, how are they going to change the lives of radio journalists and all of the other professions that we have? I think that our young people need to be asking those questions as well, not just the questions about how to cheat or not cheat in their exams, but actually, what is this impact of this new technology, this new way of thinking on how we think about knowledge?
And how accurate, can I ask, how accurate are these chatbots? Because, if I were to put in, write me an essay about King Henry and his wives, and you were to put in that as well, would we get the same essay back?
Well, we might get slightly different essays back, because these chatbots generate the essay, right there, right then for you. So different moment, different user, you might get something slightly different. In fact, really scary. It might have learnt a bit about you, and it might think, oh, you'd like an essay that's more like this. You'd like an essay a bit more like that. Just like the search engines today that sort of learn what you like and try to give you more of what you want. They're not bad. I mean, I think that's why educationalists are a little bit rattled, because if we're given, we now know that robots can pass the Turing test, for example, and this is where you can have a conversation with a robot and you don't realize you're having a conversation with a robot. So, it can be that good. So if it's that good at having a chat with you, and you might think that you're having a chat with a person, its ability in exams is, it could be quite tempting for a lot of students. So it is important for us to really think about what we want to test with our exams and how we test, as I say, how we test for that critical thinking. So the answer to your question is that these robots can fool examiners. We mark them as a B or a C, or
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Okay.